Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome to the show where we interview the nation's leading real estate entrepreneurs. It's your host, Stephen Schmidt, and I'm back at it like a bad habit, and I got a special treat for you guys in the studio here today. I am interviewing Amanda, the marketing mama, and she is the marketing mama. She's got a incredibly long career in real estate, spanning over 20 years, doing almost every single facet you can imagine, from being a broker owner to a lender to selling the houses and everything in between, and also creating an absolutely kick-ass brand. We're going to get into a great conversation, probably talk about what it means to build a personal brand and how important that is as somebody that's in the real estate space, whether you're an investor or an agent, which is who she primarily mentors and coaches. So we're going to get right into it. But before we do, just remember, at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, and real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x their businesses so they can build the businesses they've always wanted in order to live the lives they've always dreamed of. With that being said, Amanda, welcome to the show.
Stephen, thank you so much for having me. That is what I love to do. I would love to do the same thing. I love to help agents, teams, and brokerages sell more real estate, but also have way more fun doing it. That's the kicker, because it's the easiest hard job ever, but it's a lot of pressure. And so my goal in life is to help them digest what they've signed up for and help them be efficient and effective in a way that gets them to their goal faster and better and stronger, and hopefully with a smile on their face. So
you bet. So Amanda, tell us this. I know we had a great pre-show conversation, but what got you into the real estate business originally, and how did that evolve into where you're at today?
Sure. So many moons ago, when I was 22 years old, my then boyfriend, now ex-husband, was a mortgage lender, and we had even done like timeshare sales together for a few months. I obviously sold timeshare. He did not. That's fine. No judgment. But when I know, right? When he was in the real estate space for a year, he was like, "I'm talking people out of this sale left and right. I think you'd be great at this. I'm going to get into the mortgage space. Why don't you come in and do the real estate side?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I dabbled into it. Like I tiptoed into it because I wanted to, I still had college debt. I was very young, 22. 23 years old. And I basically started out as like an unpaid assistant, just learning the business and whatnot. Then when I finally kind of felt comfortable and confident, several months later, I became a lowly buyer's agent for a very busy, successful agent in the Winter Park area of Florida. And that first year, I sold over 50 houses. I made 30%. Which back then in Orlando, I think the median sale price was maybe $87,000. So I probably made like $3.49 that year. But I did have a huge wealth of knowledge, and I just loved it. I loved being able to, see them through that transaction, and then having that luxury. Honestly, even though we are no longer married, I really did live for 25 years as the, literal and figurative marriage between lender and realtor. which then eventually, about a little over a decade ago, I too got into the lending and title space. And so
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Having that kind of bird's eye view of it, that is what really helped me to see that agents, teams, and definitely brokers, oh my gosh, need way more help than what is out there for them. And then also, I speak realtor fluently, having been one for quite a few decades now. I could translate because I saw, my own lending team and my own title team, and even the insurance agents or home inspectors or appraisers kind of like pull their hair out with that kind of disconnect with agents because they're out there literally like spinning plates, dodging landmines. They need support in order to do what they do very well, which we all know that they are the gravy train, if you will. They are the spokesmodel of our entire industry. And so I really felt compelled. I honestly felt called by God, if I should, to be honest with you, to do this because I knew that I could kind of be the real estate mom they never knew they needed with actual factual tools that really work for them, systems that really work for them, and strategy that has worked for myself as well as hundreds of real estate professionals that I've helped over these past 21 years. So that's how I got into it. But I've done it all, everything from lowly buyer agent to, like you said, rainmaking team leader, broker owner, managing broker. Then I again started in a whole new part of the world, building a mortgage team as well, and then eventually title. So all the things I've done and seen all the things and continue to do and see all the things. And that's why I'm really, really passionate about helping agents sort of navigate their way through it. The
So
nuances.
on that note, what are the main things that you're focused on present day?
Sure. Okay. So big time for me is systems. So I don't know if you follow me, but one of the things that I say almost ad nauseum is that real estate is a perpetual series of tiny catastrophes. Nobody talks about that. That is this industry. It just is naturally that way because of how, it's high pressure, it's high dollar amounts, it's the largest uh, purchase most people make, it's the biggest asset a lot of people will ever hold. And then also, guess what? The number one variable in every single transaction and interaction is people, and people are all different. And so that means there's like infinite variables. And so what tends to happen is something will happen in a transaction that's never happened before, which is normal. That's how real estate goes because, again, all the people are so different and nobody knows the answer. And so my main focus is helping them to combat that catastrophe with essentially a system. And I don't mean like a literal system for literally everything. Because it's kind of like if you've ever, I don't know if you ever worked in a restaurant, but for those of us that worked in a restaurant, when you first joined in, you're like, oh my God, this menu, I'm never going to remember the specials. This is too much. This is too much information. Cut to, 6 weeks later, and you could pour out the specials like it's nothing, right? Upside down in your sleep. That same kind of process, that same kind of thought mentality that, listen, once you get into that machine of a basic system, again, you have to be human enough to like curtail that system to the conversation that you're having, but that systems basically open up your mind for other things like building relationships. And I'm really all about building relationships that build business. And so for me, it always starts with that, with an agent or a team or a brokerage. And then we kind of go from there. I will say I do, I have on my website, it's a la carte coaching. I didn't really know a better name for it because the reality is most agents don't want to be told what to do until they do. And so it's really like whatever need that they have. I have some baby agents that are new to the business or whatnot. But a lot of my people are people that are scaling to a squad, they're going to a team, or they're, exiting, they need an exit strategy.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
I have some people that contact me to I have to fire somebody. Like, what do I do? Because I have that, again, had all these, title, mortgage, real estate team, everything all under one. I have all of those answers for them. And so really do cater to whatever their need is. But I really, really try to focus on the systems of the basics of real estate, and then how to cultivate actual relationships, and then also how to build a brand that speaks to who you are and what you do and what you can offer. And guess what? That's going to change. That's going to change a lot in your tenure. Your life cycle is what I call as an agent, because you go through a lot of changes, and that you have to start bobbing and weaving with a little more intention. And that's really what it's about. Not being reactionary, but being proactive and purposeful and intentional as an entrepreneur.
Sure. At what point did you realize how impactful the personal branding aspect was to the business? Like, when did that become a real big focus for you?
So forever, obviously, because it's super competitive, right? It's a very, very, very competitive business. And so you have to stand out in order to not be lost in a sea of other agents. Here's the weirdest part about it, though, Stephen, is that you have to stand out, but you can't make it about you, because you don't really matter in the transaction. Your opinion doesn't matter, at least. Your professionalism, your experience matters, but you yourself, your ego and all that needs to be put aside. And so when you're in that's a lot of times what kills a deal is an agent's ego, hand to God. But really, having to brand yourself without it being about you is a really, really hard thing to do. And so one of the things that I talk about constantly is, all through these years, I have only hired out 3 times now, I guess technically 4 times, a marketing company. And I was always disappointed, because in our business, you have to almost know this business in order to market a real estate agent. It's just a different bird. And so it's so important, though, that you stand out, that you're authentic, and that you are connecting with who you want to work with. Because we all know, if you work with people that you don't like, it's a bummer, right? You're like, oh my God, I can't wait till this deal is over. But that can deflate you and set you back for years if you don't have a strategy to what you're doing. So immediately I saw the need. I think I was with Remax 200 a million years ago. And I want to say there was 200 agents a million years ago. This was before the crash. And so you couldn't even leave a file on the desk without it being, it's super competitive. And so in order to be you and to be unique, you have got to really dig in and decide what you want to be, who you want to be, how you want to be. And so again, that all starts with, honestly, it does start with data. It starts with numbers. What do you want to make? What do you need to make? What do you want to make? And then we kind of build it from there. But it's interesting that, my partner Jenny and I will have these brand strategy sessions, even now, still this day. That's one of our favorite things to do. And people are getting into the business maybe, later in life. They've already had a career. They feel like, gosh, I'm newer, but I have 21 years of insurance experience or whatnot. So I try to help people to take from their real life, it's not their first day on earth, it's just their first day in real estate maybe, and help them to really kind of bring themselves out. It's hard to do as your own self. You do need a help. You need somebody that can, pull the good out of you and help you put it out there to the world and keep that brand consistency. That's another hard thing to do. A lot of agents, I don't know if you'll see, they'll have, their email signature is one company, and then their brand on Facebook is another company, and then their Zillow profile is a different company. And I'm like, oh golly. So I try to help real estate professionals see hey, the more that you have these little tiny things together, the devil's in the details, right? The more excited people are to work with you, because you have it together. Newsflash, nobody has it all together. Nobody does. Everybody's sort of figuring it out. But that's the cool thing, is that you are capable of figuring it out with the right help and the right systems and the right people in place. So
if you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
So let's say I'm a real estate agent and I'm looking to really scale my operation, right? I've sold 20 houses in the last year. For some reason, I just can't figure out my lead problem. I'm trying to sell 50. Like that would be like a huge win for me. What are the things that you're going to immediately help within my business in terms of like systems, processes, how to get my name out there more, et cetera? What are some of those tangible things that you say, here's how we solve this problem today?
100%. Yes. Okay. That's what I love to do. So if you've seen Bar Rescue, kind of going with that same mentality, we look at the data. So what does the data show us? Oftentimes the person that wants to do that has been flying by the seat of their pants. One of the most like jarring, amazing experiences I ever had with one of my most favorite agents ever was her system was literal Post-it notes. And she is very successful, but she was the same thing. She was plateauing. She was like at 6 million a year, which is really good. Like it's more than a lot of agents make, but she's like, God, I just feel like I'm built for more. And I'm like, all right, let's see what your system is here. No system. So we dive in, we dig in, and we analyze what they've already got established. We see their weaknesses. It's kind of like, well, how can we fill in the gaps between where you are and where you want to be? What is it that you're exactly missing? And so we start there. A lot of times that's really what it is. It's a funnel, right? And they're kind of, whoa, I'm kind of getting slowed down and stuck here because I should be probably, outsourcing this section, but they don't know what to spend on because they haven't been measuring. And so we start there. We start with like actually analyzing their business and seeing where we can help them, and then to actually promote them out to the world. I mean, it's so crazy because it goes in waves. As you know, the algorithm is its own, it's kind of like the credit algorithm. Like, it's like, what now? It changes all the time. It's almost like it's keeping us all on our toes. But that's kind of a good thing, because what it really does is we actually, we have a series of questions, a little workshop and stuff, and we go back and forth. We get to know you in order to sell you. And again, we'll give you a few different options. And then also, we just like with a funnel algorithm or whatever, you can do an A/B test and see what one sticks. So, but it really does. It ultimately starts with where you are, where you want to be, and you bridge that gap with data. Data is the only thing that is real. This is what I tell my agents all the time. It's a numbers game, and you got to know the numbers in order to win the game. And that is something that real estate agents are like, wait, what numbers? What's my number? I don't know. So things like their conversion rate, they need to know that. Things like, their budget. Can you believe it? Not like, I will tell you, 95% of real estate professionals have no idea what their budget is. That's bananas. That's crazy. Well, the ones that I've talked to, at least, and I've talked to thousands. So we start.
So the data would show
they need help, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why. So I joke about this all the time, and again, I say it constantly. If you were opening a pizza shop, you would know how much money you needed to have, the dough and the tables and the whatever. You would have all of that compiled together, and nobody starts them like that. They go in with this dream, and they're sold that pipeline dream. Like, it's just
right.
That's not what this business is. And so there's a hobbyist mentality almost to it, which is crazy considering the high level of asset that they are peddling, essentially.
Right.
And really what they're in there to do is create, Dr. David is a urologist. He's not a real estate professional. And so he needs a real estate professional that does this full time, ideally. I mean, obviously you can be a part-time agent and be successful. I'm not saying that you can't, but you really do need to take your job seriously. It's a real job, and you have to really put the effort into it to help people, because they will be stuck in limbo for the rest of their lives if you let them, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah, I think that's my biggest frustration with the realty industry. Well, I'll separate that from the investor side of things, but
yeah.
with realty specifically, is you have an industry. It's like insurance in the sense that it's harder to get into than insurance because it costs more for one. But
Hmm.
like, you go get a license, you have minimal oversight, and you're now a business owner. And it's like if you had to go and invest $250,000 into a location, an office, and all of these things,
Hmm.
most people I think would treat it like a real business, or else they knew
Right.
they were going to fail. And I think that's one of the downsides of it is that most, to your point, most realtors are not real business owners. And in order to
Correct.
truly have success, you have to treat it like a business, know your numbers, run P&L, have systems and processes. And if you don't, the
Hmm.
downside of that is, like any business that sucks, is your customers, which is your clients who you're selling or
Hmm.
helping to purchase a home for, they're the ones that ultimately suffer from
They
it.
suffer so badly. It's terrible.
Right.
And I don't know if anybody watching this knows the stats, but gosh, last year, 70% of real estate professionals sold zero homes. And that is just a
Which is
testament
crazy.
to, again, I don't, I want to say this is true. Like the last time I looked up the stat, it was like 2 years ago. But I want to say it takes more time to get your nail tech license in Florida than it does to get your real estate license. That's a problem. That's a big
Wow.
deal. That's terrible. I hope it's not still true. But the reality is they don't set it up like a business. But even contrary, like even if there's some investors too kind of do the same thing. They're sort of like, I know I can make a bunch of money at this, and I'm just going to give it a just throw some stuff at the wall. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what kind of money do you need to make? Actually, let's talk about that first. Let's go into it intentionally, because the sending emails or text to like every single new listing the minute it goes live, 100 grand lower than what it's actually listed at, is not, in my opinion, a recipe for success. Like that, I don't know if that's the investor mentality. If there's like a handbook for investors to do
I
that, but
don't
stop
think
doing that.
that's anybody that's serious about it. Like, what I would say is anybody in the investing community that I've met that's had any success, that's not the strategy that they generally are going for. Most investors that really build real businesses in the space, they're looking for off-market properties. But
Correct.
but that doesn't mean that there's not good deals on the MLS. But it just means that the riffraff in the investing side, the people that don't last, they're the ones going after that quote unquote low hanging fruit.
Yep.
And then
Same
they
concept
quit
with
and
agents.
think that it doesn't work because 6 months into it, they're like, well, I guess you had to be an investor 15 years ago to have success in it. All those guys got in early, and it's like, no. It's just you don't
No.
have systems, processes to repeatably. And I think that's what separates a business. It's why McDonald's, you
Hmm.
walk in, the number one's always a Big Mac. The fries are always to the left, right next to the drive-through window, and
Hmm.
the bathrooms are all the way to the right. It's subtle, but it's a repeatable system for producing cash flow.
Correct.
And that's ultimately what we're
Hmm.
talking about is if you're going to be a business owner, whether that's you're a real estate agent or an investor or whatever, you have to have repeatable systems and processes to predictably produce cash flow in order to run your business. And that's why for
Exactly.
investors, that's why we started Investor Fuel, and that's why y'all should come join our community. But I digress
Yes.
from my
Yes.
not an ad,
That
but an
absolutely.
ad.
Yes. So I'm like investor fuel, but for specifically for real estate agents, teams, and brokerages, that
Right.
is so ultimately is so important, because again, you can't sell a dream without having the drive and actually the dedication to your craft, and that's really what it boils down to. There's nothing good that ever it comes easy. That's just the reality
Right.
of it. You have the benefit of having somebody like you or me that, I mean, I have decades of experience. I have
Yeah.
oodles of experience, and I love sharing that with people. I don't know everything though. I learn something new literally every week. That's why I love this business so much. And that's why, again, like I one of the biggest things that I teach people, like when we first start collaborating, is I'm like, you're never going to know all the things. And why? Because there's infinite variables, because the number one variable in every single transaction is people. And so you're never going to know all the things. Here's the great thing too, like even before last year, before the rates went a little sky high or whatnot, the typical 75% of agents sold 5 or less homes a year. And so if you do anything 5 times or less, are you going to be maybe masterful at it? Probably not, but you
Sure.
can be a lot closer to that mastery of it with that system in place. Because if that part of it becomes like a no-brainer, then the rest of it is how you get through it without losing your mind, in my opinion.
Totally agree with you. Well,
yeah.
Amanda, where can these folks connect with you for more, learn more about you, maybe get your planner if they're a real estate agent looking to really double down on their business? Where can they connect with you for more?
Absolutely. It's yourmarketingmama.com. You can follow me on socials at yourmarketingmama, or on my personal socials, I still post to at Yo Marketing Mama. Or you can call me at 855-4YO-MAMA. And I know that that sounds silly, but it works every time. I literally get calls from my signs and whatnot that are like, I just wanted to make sure this was a real number. I'm like, it's a real number and I'm a real person. Let's get this going.
It's amazing.
That's fun, right? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Little disruptive marketing. It works. It works.
I know.
I'll send you my my sign. You'll be like, what in the world? Works every time. I've had that for 5 years.
Well, go connect with her for more, folks. Show her some love from the Real Estate Pros podcast community and Investor Fuel. We appreciate y'all listening to the show, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Awesome. Thanks, Stephen.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.